One of the things I enjoy about traveling is being able to chat with a number of people with a different sets of perspectives. And I just had an interesting conversation in my Uber drive from the hotel to the San Diego airport. Usually you start those conversations with, what do you do, where are you from, etc. And oftentimes I lead with, sometimes I'd like to say, well, I'm a pilot or I'm an astronaut, but I'm usually honest and say, well, I talk about, the appropriate use of opioids, pain management techniques, medical marijuana, yoga, chiropractic, physical therapy, just different ways of managing pain. And today's Uber driver had an interesting response. He remembered a stay in the hospital that he had, I think he said back in 2012. And his roommate was a 20-something-year-old adult, and they were having some discussions. He was suffering apparently from withdrawal from the drugs that he would normally take, and so he conspired with his friends to tell the nurses that he was in pain, because he knew that if he told them that he was in pain, that they would respond. And the nurse did. She complied. He brought her in and said, I'm in pain. I'm in really significant pain. I need painkillers. And the nurse complied. And my Uber driver, who was also in the room, could talk with the nurse a little bit afterwards and said, I don't think that guy has pain. And she says, you don't understand. If he says he has pain, we've got to respond with painkillers or else we're going to be sued. So I talked about, the fifth vital sign and some of the implications that had back in the mid-1990s. But it was an epiphany for this gentleman to understand that this individual played the healthcare system in knowing what to do, what to say, and how to say it in order to get what he wanted. So it was an epiphany for him on the opioid epidemic. And this gentleman, my Uber driver, has stayed up on it. He understood the introduction of fentanyl and fake Xanax pills and all that kind of stuff. So he was a fairly refined person, but he had a personal experience, a personal story with that. And when you lead off with, well, I speak about the appropriate use of opioids and pain management, oftentimes it elicits interesting stories, and that's one thing I definitely enjoy. So thanks, Uber, for always providing me story content and the opportunity to kind of share my perspective and one by one help people understand that there are better ways to manage pain.